Wingard is here. I'm a little upset because this is an awesome idea and I didn't think of it. He's building a bed, and this is day 2 of a 3-day project. We started it yesterday. We started building the headboard. Yes. You did. And we all, by the way, put all the step-by-step instructions on our website, on Pinterest page. But let's go back. Let's step back to yesterday so we get caught up for today.
Right, we'll start with the sketch. We did a sketch of sort of the sort of style bed we want. I think we have that if you didn't see it yesterday. A very classic bed, this all-in trend now with a huge oversized upholstered headboard. These cost $1,800 out in the store. So we started from scratch, and here's what we did yesterday. It's very, very simple. When you break it all down, it's really not much. We actually did the shape using a trash can and a bucket. We cut that out with a jigsaw, so we got our basic shape, no math involved. A little adhesive, and then we put on insulation from 2-inch thick rigid insulation, 30 bucks from the hardware store. And then you just cut that out with a bagel knife. Brendan was absolutely no help at all, untrue. And then we wrapped it in a little bit of quilt batting that you get from the fabric store, and that's how we got our actual headboard.
So that's great. We're going to do the design element today, right?
Exactly.
Which is what?
Well, we'll talk about it's basically the fabric. There are 2 parts of the design. One is the shape, and we went for more complicated. You can go for more simple. And the next is the fabric. And there are 2 trends happening right now in headboard fabric. One is something like this, where you get a large graphic, a lattice, or a floral, and it's really oversized. I think for this room, because this room is so subtle and quiet and sophisticated, we wanted to go to another trend, which is European linens. And it's a very natural, rough linen that's very expensive. French, Italian, and it costs a lot of money. I found you get that same look using drop cloths.
What?
This is, look at
Are you kidding me?
Isn't that ridiculous? I can't
Are
believe
you serious?
So you pick these up at the paint department of your hardware store. A 9x12 costs you 14 bucks, and you're done.
Oh, the material! I spent so much money on the material, the fabric, and especially for my kids' room.
Wait, you know they're gonna like get markers
already. There's this is phenomenal. It's tough.
So what we're gonna do is go ahead and get this. Mark, if you want to give me a hand,
we hold that.
Lay this down.
Can I just ask you while you're laying it down, what is the retail price on something like this versus like doing it yourself? I know they're $1,800.
Right, a medium range one's gonna be $18. They cost more, a few cost less. This is gonna cost us around 90 bucks.
Oh.
Really? And this is for a queen size bed. So, so what you want to do is lay out your drop cloth, and you want to iron it first because it's going to have wrinkles, and then go around the top edge and cut off about 6 inches. So that's what I've done here.
And why did you do that?
I will show you later.
Oh, okay.
Dun, dun, dun. So hold on to this. This will come in handy.
It's like magic, by the way. But what just happened there when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's beautiful.
And now we've done this. You know, we've done this when you all did your bench. We've done this. So we're going to wrap and staple. Mark, you want to put a couple staples in there. This is all pretty straightforward. And this.
When we were doing our window seat.
Exactly, your window seat, exactly.
That was tufted. This is, we didn't tuft
it's not tufted.
And then what you're going to have to do when you get to curves, if you put in curves, you're just going to have to trim around. You might have to put a couple little slits here, which will help it make that curve. And don't worry if it gets a little messy, because I'm going to show you how to fix that later.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty simple. So go all the way around. And I, the magic of TV, have made one earlier today.
Oh, all right.
This is like the magic oven of...
So this is what the back would look like if we had finished it.
Exactly.
This is where we are now.
Pull this out a little bit here. So this is what your back would look like. I've stapled all the way around. But you'll see here, it gets a little ugly. Like I had a little rip here. If you can
That's not very attractive.
Not very attractive.
No.
This is
Let's not point out the flaws and make him.
Well, he
I'm
mentioned it.
No, it's important because everybody, like, I want people at home to know this. It's like, I do this a lot, and I'm going to have mistakes. I'm going to have rips. Everyone does. Don't let that stop you from doing these projects yourself.
Right.
Now, that 6-inch piece of fabric I had, what you're going to do, Mark, we'll flip this around again, is all you're going to do is take this and a glue gun and actually line it up. And see our rip here.
See that.
And all you're going to do, Mark, you want to hand me that glue gun over there?
Sure. Here you go.
It looks like you finished it with a trim.
Exactly.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
You cover up all the flaws, so you don't need to
run a little bit of glue down here.
Stress out as you're trying to get it perfect.
And all you're going to do, and that really gives it that store-tailored.
Nice clean.
Why do we always never have a glue gun that works? When you and I,
isn't that the truth?
We've got buckets of them.
I know we have like buckets of glue, and we can never get a glue gun that works.
Works, Axel. So
I know.
Here, Mark.
But you know what? I will put
you know the concept of how that.
Now let me ask you. This has taken us 3 days because we're going through 3 days for our viewers. But can you make it less than in 3 days?
It would honestly, if you're going to do this, It'll take you half a day. If you get up on Saturday morning, you're like, I want to make a headboard, go to the hardware store, get your stuff, get home.
Saturday.
Like, hey, let's make a headboard.
You'd
You'd be done by that evening. You'd be sleeping in that bed at night. So now for the final touch, we're going to add our
brass tacks.
Nail heads.
And nail heads, exactly. And these, you can get online is the best way to get these. They'll cost about $40 for about 400. And the little trick to keep them in place is a little plastic cone.
Look at that.
And what I did was I made a little mark, 5 teeth in, which is the spacing I wanted. All you do is put the tack through here, line it up with the edge and the top, because you want to, remember, you've got that wood, slide it out.
Perfect. Yeah, you want to make sure, because we talked about this earlier, because remember, this is the foam, the styrofoam. We want to make sure we get it right.
So you only have about an inch of wood that you want to grab into, and just do that all the way around. And we're basically done.
But I heard you use, not now, but I heard you before using a French cleat. What does that mean?
French cleat is to hang it. So let's flip it around again, and I'll explain that. It sounds very tricky, but this is a French cleat.
Do you need a passport?
You do not need a passport, and you do not need to change currency.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's a 2-part hinge, a 2-part cleat. The bottom goes onto the wall, and then the top attaches to your item. Let me get this right here.
You get that at a hardware store?
You get that at a hardware store, and then when it slides down, they clasp into place.
I see.
The great thing about it is once you get these two level, you don't have to worry about it being centered because it actually
Well, this is important. I suppose you mount it on the wall. It really holds the headboard because it's heavy.
It's heavy, and you want it to be flush.
Yeah.
This is great for mirrors or anything like that. So we have one here. We already have one on the back, and then all we have to do
we're hanging it up.
is lift it, press it up against.
Let's see if we got it.
And slide it down.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
How nice is that?